What's going on, TW fans? Jake here with this week's episode of What's New Tackle Warehouse. Hopefully you're getting out there. March is the time to be out there getting numbers, big fish. It's just the best time of the year to be out fishing in the springtime. So we got a bunch of stuff in stock. As you can see, the last few weeks, we've had a tremendous influx in new inventory, new products coming from all different companies. First one here we got is the new Mesu Raptor Spinnerbait and Raptor Buzzbait. So they're utilizing their Raptor swim jig design, which is patented design, on a buzzbait and on a spinnerbait. So as you can see, totally free swinging design, so it's not on a fixed wire like a standard spinnerbait or buzzbait. And with that Raptor swim jig on there, not only is the head free swinging, you have a pivoting hook design as well. So both of them are equipped with a 4/0 Trocar EWG hook on there. So you can run it without a plastic and just run the hook on there if you want to use it that way, but these are really well built for putting any kind of soft plastic trailer on there. So you can put a stick bait, a swim bait. On the buzzbait, you can run any kind of toad you would like to use on there, get a nice kicking action, but just, stays completely weedless and slips through cover a lot easier, especially with the spinnerbait, running it through grass and vegetation. And that buzzbait, when the grass gets ready to start topping out and you're running buzzbaits right over the top of hydrilla and stuff before it gets matted up in the summertime, this is a great design, so that hook's not going to catch on anything when you rig it up to a soft plastic. And with that big old EWG Trocar on there, you're going to get a great hookup ratio. All right, next up, we got a few things by a band of anglers. So this first one is the Engaged Twitcher 105. So this is built with the same body shape as their Twitch Shad. So these are designed by Patrick Sebile. So if you know about the old Sebile stick shads, same body design. So this has a slow sinking action, and when you twitch it, it gets a walk the dog darting action, really erratic bait fish movement. What's unique about this Twitcher 105, it's not a hard plastic like the original Twitch shads are. So it's made out of a really, really tough, soft plastic. I mean, really tough rubber on there. So these are really well built for going after not only freshwater, but inshore species as well. It's got those big, heavy-duty saltwater approved hooks on there. So you can go after any kind of toothy critters in saltwater and as well as freshwater, pike, muskie, and things like that. They're not going to be able to tear this thing up as easy. And it's got a fully wired through harness in the inside too. So no matter what happens, no matter what fish you hook into, how much of it tears the bait up, you're never going to lose it because you have that fully wired through harness in there. It's kind of an insurance policy. It's also got this rattle, as you can see, this silver tab. So it's got a little rattle inserted into the middle of it. So you can take it in and out. So if you want the rattle, you can fish it with, or you can take it out, fish it without, and have a silent design. So super cool bait, designed by Patrick Sebile, world-renowned lure designer. Another one he's got is by Hyperlastics, is the Deadalive. So this is how they come in the pack. There's two in the pack. One's on a weighted EWG, one's on an unweighted EWG. So as you can see that segmented body shape on there, this gets a really good swimming action. It's got the split belly, so it allows that hook to just, punch right through there. You get a great hookup ratio. It's made out of their soft, tough plastic material. So again, it's really, really tough plastic, really durable, but it's really buoyant as well, so it floats. So with this unweighted version, you're going to get it to float up on the surface, and it's going to lay flat, and then you can twitch it, and it's going to get that darting swimming action just like a dying shad. With the weighted version, you can run this obviously below the surface, and you can either twitch it and get that kind of a erratic jerkbait style darting action, or you can just straight retrieve it and it gets a really cool swimming action. So great little pack of lures. Get two of them in there, get both the hook options in there, cover any section of the water column. Next up, from Kalin's. So we got a whole new series of baits from Kalin's. This is the Tickle series. So we got the soft jerk bait, we got the grub, and we got the swim bait. As you can see, each of them have a whole series of little bald tentacles on the side of them. What that does is it's gonna displace a lot more water and produce a totally different vibration in the water than any other soft plastic jerk bait would. So displace a bunch of water. It's going to make it easier for fish to track down, and it's just going to be a little bit different than all the other soft jerk baits, swim baits, and grubs out there. Just going to give them something a little different to feel and see. All right, next up from Keitech, we got the new Mad Wag Long. So a lot of people don't know that Keitech makes things besides swim baits. They make a lot of cool stuff. This is one of them. So this is building on the original Madwag worm. So this is the longer version. So it's got a much slender body shape to it as from the original Madwag, and it's got this big bone tail design on there. So it's got a really thick flange. So when you disconnect this and you have that long tail on there, it's got an awesome swimming action. This thing has a really hard thump, a really wide tail kick for a big oversized ribbon style worm on there. It's got the ribs up here, holds your hook point really well. These are actually cured in a salt brine as well as with the squid scent. So these things stink, they smell, and fish are gonna hold on to these things once they bite them. All right, next up, I'm sorry. We got the new Picasso Little Spotty jig. So this is a fully tungsten jig. It's got a small ball head design on there. It's got a double titanium weed guard, and it's armed with a 3-aught Gamakatsu hook. So this is gonna be a deadly jig anytime that you're dealing with increased fishing pressure and you just want that smaller profile. The tungsten head, I believe it's 40 to 50% smaller than standard lead. And then the skirts, they got Picasso's ultra fine cut silicone on there. So it gets a really cool, like really soft breathing action, almost to like old school living rubber, but it's silicone, so you get all the cool colorways out of it, and they're grommeted, so it's not just a cheap band on there. It stays on there really well. Just overall, super awesome jig, especially for smallmouth spotted bass, and anytime there's increased fishing pressure and you want that smaller profile. Next up from Azuma and Swampers. So we got a new buzzbait. This is the Timmy Horton roll call buzzbait. As you can see, this is an oversized buzzbait. It's actually 3/4 of an ounce. But with that big, wide, flat head, it gets it up on plane, and it stays up on plane really well. But as you can see with the hook on here, the middle wire has a sliding rivet system on there. So you have a double frog hook on there that's free swinging. So fish are able to get this a lot better than just your standard thick single wire hook on there. And since it has that sliding rivet system, you can slide this down and you can change out hooks. So you caught so many fish, you want to get a different, you want a sharper hook on there. You can change that out, or you can buy different colors with the hand-tied skirts on them. They're ready to go from Swampers as well. So you can change out if you want, to run white white with a chartreuse tail, and any kind of color combination you want to think up. You can do that with with the replacement hooks as well. All right, from Azuma, we got the new Big Boss square bill crankbait. This is a really cool square bill. So this body might look familiar to some people. This is the same body as the original Z-Boss 20, which is a world famous crankbait. Timmy Horton actually set that MLF one-day record on the Z-Boss 20 on the Major League Fishing World Championship. So they took that proven body shape, put a big square bill on it. So perfect for running at 4 to maybe down to 8 foot range. So up shallow, springtime is going to be the time to throw this. It's got that really big weight transfer system as all the Z-Boss bodies do. So you can feel that thing in there. It's a lot of weight sliding to the tail. You're going to get great casting distance, a lot better accuracy as well. And with that square bill, so now you got that big body shape. It's an oversized square bill. So run it up shallow. It's going to be great here early spring. All right, so if you need something a little bit smaller, we got the new Clodhopper Junior. So the Clodhopper, already a sweet crankbait. So they downsized it to this junior guy. Really small crankbait, as you can see, it just has a single hook. So instead of having 2 tiny trebles, you got kind of one bigger treble on the tail. So you're not having to worry about just running 2 like little number 8 treble hooks that aren't going to penetrate into a bass's mouth really that well. You got a bigger hook on there, kind of a longer square bill. So this little crankbait even gets down to about 5 feet. So a lot of crankbaits this size, you can't get them that deep. This gets down there. You have that square bill that deflects off cover really well. And this Clodhopper's got that really wide, erratic wobbling action. Super cool little crankbait if you need a really small profile. So next one up from Swampers, we got the new KJ, Kelly J flipping jig. So Kelly Jordan, always known for catching big fish. I think he holds the record for most big fish ever caught on the Bassmaster Elites. So this is his jig for flipping heavy cover. Really wide head design on here. What I really like it because it has that really wide head shape with a horizontal recessed line tie. So that's going to allow it to come over wood and logs and stumps and stuff like that really well. It's going to slide up and right over that stuff. And it has a super stout weed guard on there. So weed guard's in the perfect position, perfectly straight, and it's going to keep that hook point protected. So you're going to get this thing in and out of cover very easily. And another thing to note on here, it actually comes with a trocar hook on it. So not a lot of jigs come with a trocar hook. you're gonna get great hook penetration and just a much better hookup ratio than any other hook on the market. Last up from them, we got the Cliff Pace Drop Hammer Lure Retriever. So if you don't have something like this, you definitely need to buy one of these and put it in your boat, or just keep in your pocket when you're fishing. I don't know how much money I've saved with a lure retriever like this. So when you get a crankbait hung or any, a jig, whatever it is, these are really nice. They have a swivel on there with just a snap, so you just get your line tight, snap it on there. And the way this one's designed, with all the weight farther down, so once this swivel meets your line tie, the weight's gonna hang down past your lure and it's gonna pull it and knock it out of the, and pull it out of the snag. So it's not made to hit your lure necessarily and knock it out. It's made to get all that weight below it and pull it free whenever you get a crankbait or anything snagged. So, I mean, small price to pay is gonna save you a ton of money in baits over the years. Last up from Livingston, we got a bunch of new things. So the first one here is the Livingston Bullett. So it's kind of like an oversized bullet weight. You use this for Carolina rigs, or you can use it for a bunch of stuff. It's made to fish with live bait, dead bait, artificial bait, doesn't matter. Basically what this is a small weight that you can add to something and it gives you the electronic bait fish noise. So you don't have to have a Livingston lure to incorporate that noise anymore, and you can incorporate this into soft plastic. So it comes with interchangeable weights that go on the bottom, so you can either make this float on top if you're wanting to run live bait. You can put the weights in it and make it sink on the bottom if you want to run this on bait on the bottom, or you want to run it like a Carolina rig or something, and you're just going to add that noise to whatever presentation you're doing. And then all the other new stuff we got from Livingston, we got a bunch of new junior size stuff. So the Howler Dreammaster Classic, now in a 55 size, so just a little bit more compact. Still gets down to, I believe, that 10-foot range where the original one would get you, but now just in a smaller, more compact body. They've got new computer chips and new parts to make everything a little bit smaller. And then we've also got the new junior size of the Walkin' Boss and the Walkin' Boss Part 2. So Part 2 is super cool, so it has that jointed tail, and then it has that old jitterbug style hard lip on there. So you just chuck this out there and wind it and you get a super cool action. They got feathered trebles on them right out of the box. Just great little lures there from Livingston. All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.